In this tutorial, we're going to go over arrays, or also known in Lua as tables. For this, let's start a new project and go ahead and use the simple interface. Give it a name and hit OK. And go ahead and go to the play button, remove that, and the credits button. We won't need that for this tutorial. Click on the label and place it up there. We're going to be using this for just a reference later. Go ahead and expand it out. And I'm going to go ahead and change the label name to LBO MSG for this one. And as far as the label goes, that doesn't matter at that time. Okay, pop over to the code side and hold down Control and the mouse wheel to zoom up. Okay, first of all, what we're going to want to do is initialize an array. So we're going to call this array, we're just going to call it A. How about that? Equals, and do the two brackets like that, and that starts the array. The array can hold anything in Lua. It can hold booleans, integers, strings, and classes. And one thing unique about it versus C# is it doesn't all have to be the same type. The array can literally hold different types within it. For this example, we're just going to be making a few strings. So on the first array, we're going to start. And we'll just say message1 on that. Start another array at the second one. And we'll just say hello on this one. And just with the next one, go ahead and make the third one on that. And let's just do one more on this. Okay, now we're going to want to go ahead and display the content of this array, and that's why we use that label up there. In a previous tutorial, we went over the for loop, and we'll be using that same methodology that I did for that one and that. Anyways, do the right click command and go over to Lua and click on the for loop. This already has a position of 4 in it on that, so no modifications are going to be needed as of yet. Go ahead and go up to the top and copy this label and paste it down there. And then we have the x, y, height, and width variable. We're going to want to change the y variable on this. So plus, and let's see, it's 22, so we're going to go I times 30, which will add 30 to each one. Alright, we don't want the message label or name to be the same on each one, so we're going to go, oh, not plus I on that, sorry, concatenate the string dot dot and then put the I. Now where it says label, we're going to want to go ahead and go into that array. For that, we put the A bracket and then the I like that, and then that'll go through each part of that and displaying it at different heights each time. Okay, let's go ahead and test at this point to show how it goes into this array, and then it'll be wrote from top to bottom on that. Okay, here they are. You can see the original label though is there, and then it made the 4 extra labels underneath it. Go ahead and close that out. And just for design reasons, let's go ahead and remove the original label. It's no longer needed. Okay, say we added an extra object to this. A lot of times in games you don't know exactly how long the array is going to be. This one we'll just say that it doesn't really matter, it's just for test purposes. Alright, so basically what we don't want to do is we don't want to have to go into the for loop here and have to change this value every single time. So what we're going to want to do is get the length of the table. How we do that is fairly simple. Go ahead and erase the for there and go to the quick commands. Go to Lua, table, and click on the length value there. Put it back to one line there. Okay, now that we have the table get in, which is basically get length of the table object. What the table object wants is, well, basically the object of that table, which is A for this instance. So now it's going to get the length of it, which it knows it's 5, or the size of it, so it's going to go all the way to 5 on its own. Go ahead and hit the test button. You can now see that that's working. Okay, now you see we took our label off there. We can see our first message, second, third, fourth, and the fifth one. So now the array is getting the length here, or the for loop is getting the length here and going through the table. And you can also add objects and remove objects from the array as needed. You can also find those in the quick commands table. Just remember, a table is basically what an array is called in Lua. It's also used for a few other things. One other quick thing to note is this array could actually be wrote entirely different. For instance, let me comment that out here. We could come in and write the array like this. And that basically it does the same thing, except that the values don't have to be wrote out each time. It really depends on what kind of architecture you're looking to set up on it. We'll go ahead and hit the test button, and you'll see one with A and then the next one B. And there you go. You can see the A and the B there now. Just like I said, another way of writing it out. There's quite a bit more on arrays. Could dive in quite a bit more into it, but I wanted to keep this one short. If you need more information on this, Lua.org is actually a great source for any Lua-based scripting.